and the three pre-tertiary teacher unions. This afternoon, they've called off their ongoing industrial action, citing an injunction secured by the National Labour Commission against their strike. The three teacher unions have laid down their tools since March 2024, citing the need for improved working conditions. However, following a successful interim injunction obtained by the National Labour Commission, they've called off the strike, asking all teachers to return to the classroom. Ken Ali Awudu is spokesperson for the teacher unions.
On the 20th of March 2024, the three teacher unions made up of the Ghana National Association of Teachers, NATS, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, NAGRAT, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers Ghana, CCTGH, declared an industrial action to press home our demands. Among the many things we were asking for was the negotiations of our collective agreement. And specifically, we were asking for a continuous professional development allowance, deprived area allowance, transport or commuting allowance, rent or housing allowance, teaching or assessment allowance, amongst others. The matter went to the Labour Commission, after which the Labour Commission gave a directive for us to call off the strike and go back to the negotiations table. That was last week, Tuesday. The next day, Wednesday, we met the government side. The government side insisted if we do not call off the strike, they aren't going to continue with negotiations. We informed them that we have a procedure through which we must go through to be able to call off the strike. The meeting ended abruptly. Then the next day, Thursday last week, we heard that the Labour Commission is going for an injunction. It was not until this week that we have officially been served with the injunction. As law-abiding citizens and having respect for the courts, we hereby declare the strike that was called on 20th March 2024 called off, and ask all our members and teachers of pre-tertiary education in this country to resume work with immediate effect. We continue to ask the employer, led by the Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations, to commence negotiations this afternoon, today, April 2nd, 2024, so we can expedite the negotiations and come to a conclusion to forestall any other happenings in the future. The three teacher unions say ayuko to all the teachers that obeyed the directives, and we hereby thank them so much for the massive support they've shown us. And we want to reassure them that we have their interest at heart, and that the items we have put on the table, we will continue to fight to the last drop to see to it that it is achieved. Choboy! Yeah. Choboy! Yeah. The three teacher unions, hereby myself as their spokesperson, do call off the strike. Thank you very much.
And the National Graduate Teachers Association of Ghana President Angel Kabono, however, described the NLC decision to go to court without notice of the union as an action in bad faith.
Take this opportunity to congratulate all teachers in pre-tertiary education in this country for solidly remaining resolute behind leadership. The objective of the industrial action is to ensure that we commence negotiation and the process of negotiation goes fast, and that our legitimate demands demands that we've made of government be ascended to. The teachers in this country are suffering too much, and they have been denied what is rightly theirs. We are law-abiding citizens as the leaders of the teacher unions, and we will not, under any circumstances, defy the orders of the court, whether we are happy or not. On this note, as has been said, we ask all our teachers to return to the classroom, and we call on the leadership or the management of Ghana Education Service, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Labor, and also Fair Wages and Salaries Commission to commence negotiations immediately. And not only commence negotiation, but will be seen to work in such a manner that negotiations will end in the interest of the Ghanaian teachers.
Would you describe the expert motion from the earners as a smack of bad faith?
Well, I think any act that goes to court without the other.
So on education, and the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Dr. Eric Nkansa, has instructed senior high school heads not to recall final year students to come to school for the WASSCE registration. According to him, ample time will be provided for the students to take the registration process when they resume on April 17. Addressing a news conference in Accra, the Director General also explained that students under the Free Senior High School program are not expected to make any payment for their registration, as program caters for their registration.
The other issue that also came to our attention had to do with WASSCE. The WASSCE registration fees. We read in the news that WASSCE registration fee has been pegged at 465 Ghana cedis. And since that news came out, a lot of parents are asking whether everybody is going to pay. No. All students with our government secondary schools under the free SHS program are not required to pay that 465 Ghana cedis because that money is already absorbed by the free SHS program. The same work, also, we have also learned that some of our Form 3 students who are already home for vacation have been asked by some of the schools to come back and complete their WASSCE registration. We want to say unequivocally that no student should be asked to come back to school to complete this WASSCE registration. The reason is very simple, that by the time they come back to school on 17th of April, they will have enough time to be able to complete their registration. So please, headmasters should note that no student should be asked to come back to school, because we know that some of them are living far and near, and they are enjoying their vacations at home. So they are not expected to come back to school to complete their registration until school reopens on 17th of April. We can assure them that it will be given ample time. We're working with WAEC to ensure that happens. Ample time to complete the registration. Thank you very much.
Responding to the decision by the three teacher unions to call off their strike, he says it is a move in the right direction.
Just received news that the three teacher unions have called off their strike, which started on 20th March 2024. This is a pleasant news indeed, and I want to take the opportunity to applaud them for calling off this strike to pave the way for us to continue with negotiations. As we have indicated time and again, as management of Ghana Education Service, we would continue to work in the interest of our staff and our learners. So we thank them dearly for calling off this strike. We are all excited about this news, and we are going to get into the negotiations right away. Thank you very much.